I take the privilege of introducing Madam Rukmini to the audience. She is Senior Assistant Director of Horticulture, Coordinator Biocenter, Pulimau, Bengaluru. Biocenter is a unit of Government of India Horticulture Department related to Lal Bagh. She has done MSc in Horticulture from University of Agricultural Sciences, GKVK, Bengaluru. Madam has worked as research associate in Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, Hesaraghatta, Bengaluru from 1996-1999. She is serving for the Department of Horticulture, Government of Karnataka since 1999. She has worked as Assistant Horticulture Officer, Director of Horticulture Training Center in Lal Bagh, Bengaluru. To give a few other knowledge or other expertise about Madam. Madam Rukmini is an expert trainer in mushroom culture for the whole of Karnataka state, and she has been put in charge of training the farmers all over Karnataka state in mushroom culture. Please make use of her expertise. She is going to deliver a talk on Lal Bagh Botanical Garden, which she has prepared quite serious. I welcome you for this session. Please take the platform for you now. It is all you, madam. You can take over the session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, madam. You were very good words, very kind words. First of all, I would like to thank principal, vice principal. I have been working for the Department of Horticulture. Some of you might be knowing our directorate, that is State Directorate, lies in Lal Bagh. It is located in Lal Bagh. That means our head office. So even though I am not in Lal Bagh presently, for many meetings, many official work, I have to go to Lal Bagh. So we have a very very good rapport with Lal Bagh. As madam told, I was working in Lal Bagh. I started my career in the Lal Bagh from 1999. Now also, as soon as I enter Lal Bagh, I get goosebumps because the place is like that. Even anybody enters into the Lal Bagh, they feel very fresh. They feel, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಆಹ್ಲಾದ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So we feel very fresh, we feel very... this is the main entrance of Lal Bagh. You must have seen Lal Bagh Botanical Garden. There is a saying in Kannada, Devalayavi Thotam. Again, another board you can see in Kannada. It is written in Kannada, ಕೈ ಮುಗಿದು ಒಳಗೆ ಬಾ, ಇದು ಸಸ್ಯ ಕಾಶಿ, ದೇವಾಲಯವಿ ಹೂವಿನ ತೋಟಂ. ಇದನ್ನ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗ್ ಸಸ್ಯ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಇತ್ತಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಬಾಯಿ ಉದ್ಘರಿಸಿದ ನುಡಿಗಳಂತ ಇದು ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾಗಿ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಈ ತರಹದೇ ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಉಂಟಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕುವೆಂಪು, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಕವನ. ನನಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಈ ಕವನ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ತಮಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಓ ಬಾನಿಲೆವರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ, ನಂದನವನ್ನೇ ಮೀರಿಸುವ ದಿವ್ಯ ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ರಸದ ಅಮೃತ ದೂಟಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಲೋಕ ಸುಖವನ್ನೀವ ದಿವ್ಯ ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಂದವಾಗಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗನ್ನ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ವರ್ಣಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕವನವನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಾನು ನಂತರ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಓದಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ನಾನು I asked one question, who developed Lal Bagh? So somebody said it was Hyder Ali, it was Tippu. ಹಾಗೆ ಚರಿತ್ರೆಯ ಕವಲುಗಳು ಸದಾ ರೋಚಕ. ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಹೌದು ಹೈದರಾ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಾಗ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಸಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲಿನ ಪಾಠಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳು. ಆದರೆ ಇದ್ರ ನಡುವೆ ಈ ವಿಶಾಲ ಲಾಲ್ಬಾಗ್ ತೋಟ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅವುಗಳ ಹೂಗಳ ನಗುವ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಥೆನ ಕೆತ್ತುಕುವಂತ ಅನೇಕ ಕುತೂಹಲಗಳಿದ್ರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್, ಇವ್ರುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಕಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲವಾಗಿ ಅನೇಕ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಚಿತ್ರಣ ಇದೆ ಲಾಲ್ಬಾಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಶೈಲಜಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ನನಗೂ ಸಹ ಲಾಲ್ಬಾಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ತಿಳಿದೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್, ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಅವರ್ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬುಕ್ಸ್, ಮೆನಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಲೆ ಹಾಕಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So let us go to historical evolution of Lal Bagh Botanical Garden. As you all know, Bengaluru is developed by Kempe Gowda I. So 1500 was his period. Kempe Gowda first was the founder of Bengaluru, as you all know, who built the Bangalore fort in 1537. Why I am telling about Kempe Gowda? Actually, Lal Bagh history starts with Kempe Gowda. So his son Kempe Gowda II, his period was between 1569 to 1656. During his period, he built royal watching towers in 1597 in the four corners of the city, Bangalore city. At that time, those corners were the borders of Bangalore, outskirts of Bangalore. You must be knowing where those four watchtowers are located. Just I have mentioned here, one is near Mekri Circle, that is in Ramana Maharshi Garden. Another one is Helsuru. One is in Lal Bagh, the picture of Lal Bagh Tower you are seeing in the presentation. And another is in Kempamudi Hillock, somewhere near Majestic area. Those four watching towers were built during Kempe Gowda II. As I said, one of the towers is present in Lal Bagh. You must have seen there is a rock hill inside the Lal Bagh. So on the top of that rock hill, one watch tower is located. Again, Kempe Gowda II, to fulfill his father's dream, his father's wish was to develop garden near that watchtowers. So accordingly, he identified places to establish gardens near those four watchtowers. One such garden is present Lal Bagh. Earlier, to start with, he established that garden in 34 acres area. Somewhere in the World Journal, this picture was the old Lal Bagh, where it was started. And that time, that garden was used to grow flowers for the nearby temples. As you know, in Basavangudi, there is a temple, very historical, very famous temple, Dodbasvana temple, very nearby to Lal Bagh. The literature says the garden was used to grow flowers, to collect the flowers for that temple. Subsequent rulers of Yelahanka dynasty introduced cultivation of vegetables and fruits along with flowers, in addition to flowers, in this garden. It is said that at that time areca nut and mango plantations were there. Mavalli, as you all know, Mavalli is adjacent to Lal Bagh main gate. MTR, Mavalli Tiffin Room. That name of Mavalli, it is because there existed a mango grove in Lal Bagh. So they used to grow lot of mangoes. Hence the village nearby was called Mavalli. After that, when Bahumani Sultan attacked, so Kempegowda second migrated to Magadi. That is somewhere during 1956. Thus the rule of Kempegowda dynasty ends. After that, the picture of Hyder Ali comes. As Bahumani dynasty attacked, subsequently Bengaluru garden was selected by Hyder Ali to establish. As it was a green belt, he just chose that garden for his private resort. They used to grow lot of red roses in that garden. Whenever Tipu walks in that garden, he used to pronounce Lal, Lal, Lal flowers, Lal, Lal Bagh. Shall we go to Lal Bagh? So, Lal means, as you all know, it is red. Tipu Sultan as a child pronounced Lal, looking at the roses in the garden. Hence, Hyder Ali continued the name of Lal Bagh to bestow his affection. So, like that way, Lal Bagh, name of that garden was called as Lal Bagh. You can see the pictures of Hyder Ali and Tipu. Later, Tipu, earlier in Kempegowda time period, the garden was in 34 acres. Later in Tipu period, Tipu Sultan acquires another 6 more acres. Thus, the extent of garden extended to 40 acres. So, during Tipu Sultan, the Lal Bagh area was around 40 acres. So, after the Tipu Sultan period, when he dies in 1799, the garden became the property of East India Company. It was taken over by the Britishers. Thus, the management of garden was under East India Company. Again, it was declared as Botanical Garden in 1856. Till that time, the Lal Bagh management was under the East India Company. Here, though actually real development took place during this period when the garden was taken over by the Britishers. Here you can see a picture of a gentleman by name John Cameron. He was superintendent of government gardens. So as Lal Bagh, Bengaluru was declared as government botanical garden in 1856, now superintendent of government gardens was appointed. The garden had the rare privilege of being supervised by eminent British botanists, namely William New, John Cameron, between the period of 1858 and 1908. During the period of John Cameron, who conceived the idea of constructing a conservatory. So during the British period, they used to procure many exotic species and indigenous species. They used to introduce in the Lal Bagh. So before planting of that any plant which has brought from outside, anyway they need to get hardened. For that, a conservatory was required. So John Cameron started thinking about constructing a conservatory, that is the present glass house, for acclimatizing exotic plants and also for holding flower shows. Earlier, it used to call that glasshouse used to call as Albert Victor Conservatory. As name says, it was a conservatory to conserve the plants which was brought from outside. So this glasshouse construction thus was taken up during 1889 to 90 under the personal supervision of John Cameron. So now you can understand that John Cameron was behind the construction of glass house, present glass house. This glass house is modeled after the Crystal Palace of England. In England, as you all know, there is a palace, Crystal Palace. So based on that model, they constructed the glass house. During that time, the Prince of Wales laid the foundation stone for the glass house, which has been the venue of many historic events. It's a beautiful picture of glass house. You can see. Here, even our beloved Mysore Maharaja, ಅವರಿಲ್ದಲೇ ಯಾವ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಆಗಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಆಗಲಿ. He was a visionary in Lalbagh development also. His role played a very important. Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar in January 1908, he appointed Gustav Hermann Krumbiegel, we can call him as G.H. Krumbiegel, as the superintendent of government of Mysore Botanical Garden. Krumbiegel had the work experience in Kew Gardens for more than 5 years. So King of Baroda, who appointed Krumbiegel, who had requested Krumbiegel to develop his personal garden in Baroda. So Baroda, King of Baroda and Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar were great friends. So on that context, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar requested Krumbiegel to come to Bengaluru and to take care of the Mysore Botanical Garden. Thus, he was appointed by Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wadiyar. Here the actual development of Lalbagh starts. He was a German, Krumbiegel was a German, formerly serving in the Baroda princely state. This is the picture, H. Krumbiegel. He was an expert in the field of town planning, architecture, horticulture, and landscape gardening and whatnot. During his time, plant collections were done scientifically. They were labeled properly for the first time in Lalbagh. They used to introduce the plants, but systematic work, systematic labeling had not happened. So during his period, Krumbiegel period, the plant collections were scientifically labeled. And for the first time, he developed a horticulture society. Now also near Double Road, one society is there, Mysore Horticulture Society, which is responsible for conducting flower shows in Lalbagh and conducting many other shows related to ornamental garden. That was, and during 1912, he developed Mysore Horticulture Society. He was the first chairman of that society. Main intention of that society, Mysore Horticulture Society, is to introduce ornamental horticulture to urban people. And again, his time, the herbarium and horticulture library were richly nourished. There is a library inside Lal Bagh. As soon as you enter in the main gate, towards left side, there is a library. So during that time, during the same time, Lal Bagh was thoroughly expanded. Again, he started the School of Horticulture in Lal Bagh. There is, as Madam told, I was working, I had a privilege to work in Lal Bagh Horticulture Training Center. So he started the School of Horticulture in Lal Bagh. There is a training center inside the Lal Bagh where we give training to farmer children, and we conduct many public training programs also about horticulture, kitchen and terrace gardening, and other horticulture subjects. And Krumbigal had real love towards plants and trees. He applied his wide knowledge. He converted Lal Bagh into a natural garden of great attraction, which evidently became more serene and beautiful in the eyes of botanists, landscape architects, and general public throughout India. Lal Bagh and other parks of Bengaluru, including Palace Garden, Museum, parks in Mysore, Darya Daulat, Bagh in Srirangpatna, were developed by Krumbigal. Even the hill station gardens at Kemmangundi, Nandi Hills, even they had also came under his eminent guidance and supervision. Again, the famous terrace garden in Vrindavan, that is KRS, was designed under his expert advice and supervision. He was such a great architect. Then also this great personality never acquired any personal property, though he worked relentlessly for the sake of state of Mysuru. He had set an example of purity in public life during his tenure in Mysore state. He was living in Bengaluru itself. Now also you can observe there is a 50-feet road from Lal Bagh West Gate to Main Gate. It is named as, called as Krumbigal Road. You must have observed, otherwise please observe from today. In 1935 itself, that road was established from Lal Bagh West Gate to Main Gate, and as a token of appreciation of the services rendered by him, the road was named after him as Krumbigal Road. Apart from the horticulture development, he had keen interest in music, literature, philosophy. Even though he was a very highly learned and experienced person, he was very simple, polite, and very generous. Krumbigal remained a highly respected citizen of Bengaluru and in the eyes of natural scientist and botanist. So after Krumbigal, many native officers worked for our Lal Bagh. Among them, Rao Bahadur Javaraya and M.H. Boda have made noteworthy contributions to the development of Lal Bagh Garden. Again, till now, till that time, it was under the supervision of British government. Now the garden was handed over to the Department of Horticulture during the year 1963. From that time, the Lal Bagh has been managed by the Horticulture Department. He is the first native officer who worked hard for development of Lal Bagh. He is H.C. Javaraya, first native superintendent and director of horticulture. Even he was trained in Kew Garden and occupied key post in Lal Bagh Garden and made a remarkable service in the development of Lal Bagh. The next native officer who did great service to the horticulture department was Dr. M.H. Marigowda. We all call him as father of horticulture. He is Dr. Marigowda, known as father of horticulture. Every year his birthday, that is August 8th, is celebrated as Horticulture Day. There will be a series of seminars and on technical horticulture development on that day in Lal Bagh. is Dr. M.H. Marigowda. He did great service to our horticulture sector, not only Lal Bagh, whole horticulture sector. He developed more than 400 farms and nurseries across the state. So in those farms and nurseries, horticulture was introduced and horticulture was developed, so that many fruit orchards and vegetable cultivation started, so that increasing the nutrition level of the society. It was his idea. Dr. M.H. Marigowda began his career as Assistant Superintendent of Horticulture under Rao Bahadur H.C. Javaraya, the then Superintendent of Gardens in 1942. Brilliant horticulture he was, horticulturist he was. He evolved a four-limb model in the horticulture sector. H means horticulture. It has got four limbs. Inside the Lal Bagh now also you can see there is a nursery, Bangalore Nurseryman Cooperative Society, where you can get all types of plants. About the plant wealth, now the present botanical garden is rich with around 2,150 species of plants belonging to 673 genera and 140 families. They can be seen in Lal Bagh. Now thus Lal Bagh has become a treasure house of plants. Here you can see a mango plant. They tell that it was the period, it is the tree of period of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Existed for the last 250 years, very famously known as mango tree of Tipu Sultan period. Still it has existed. Whenever you visit Lal Bagh, you can see this. Many exotic and indigenous plants were introduced, as you all in botany part. So I wanted to show some ornamental trees and ornamental creepers. So among them, this is Amarcia nobilis, very beautiful flowering tree, and Brownia species, very rare. Normally you cannot see anywhere. These are all the exotic species which were introduced in Lal Bagh. Here Saraka indica. This is also known as Sita Ashoka. It has got a mythological background. In Ramayana, they tell that Sita was Ashoka Vana. She used to sit under this tree. This is the same Sita Ashoka tree, Saraka indica. Another one, here, this is Delinia indica, is also known as elephant apple. The fruits look like apple. The elephants fond of these fruits very much, they say. Here another interesting tree, Ficus krishnae. It is also known as Krishna's buttercup. The leaves are, you can observe the basal part of the leaf near the petiole. It is cup-like, no? It is folded like a cup. That's why it is called as Krishna's buttercup. Mythological story says that Krishna used to keep the butter in this leaf, and he used to eat the butter using this leaf. That's why it is also known as Krishna's buttercup. Very very interesting tree. Whenever you visit, please search for this tree. There is an exclusive garden section headed by Deputy Director of Horticulture in Lal Bagh. Whenever you need some information regarding Lal Bagh garden, you can visit that section and you can get the information. This is another beautiful tree, Colvillea racemosa, also known as Dasara Gulmohar. The flowering coincides with the Dasara. Krumbigal, during the design of the Mysore city, planning of the Mysore city, They tell that he planted this Calvillia racemosa all along the road where Dasara procession used to go. So during that Dasara time, the whole road used to look very elegant. This is Calvillia racemosa, very beautiful flowering tree. Whenever you visit during September, October, you can observe this tree in flowering. Another one is Cananga odorata, belongs to Annonaceae family, very fragrant flowers. You must have seen this, very common. Chaurophyta guineensis, cannonball tree, it is also known as cannonball tree. You must have seen in this huge tree in Lal Bagh, silk cotton tree, Ceiba pentandra. You can observe the huge trunk of this tree. And some beautiful climbers and creepers are there in Lal Bagh. Some of them which I have enjoyed very much. So I am just showing to you people. So this is Philippines jade vine. Look at the flower panicle, so elegant, so rare, very rare color, Rama green colored hanging panicles, suitable for pergola. It is near garden section. Whenever you visit Lal Bagh, you can go there and ask for this. Where is the creeper? You can see for this. Again, another red jade vine. This is Mucuna abinati, belongs to Legumineaceae. These are also very red color, very attractive red color flowers. Another creeper, Clematis, belongs to Ranunculaceae family, white fragrant flowers. Jackmantia violacea, purple color, bright, very bright flowers. Very light creeper, suitable for any pergola. You can also grow in pots also. Some of the ornamental trees, Lagostomia indica, pride of India, Hole Daswala anta karittivi, very beautiful ornamental tree. Jacaranda mimosifolia, blue gulmohar, attractive purple colored flowers. Red gulmohar, also known as peacock flower, belongs to Cisalpinaceae family. One more interesting thing, Victoria lotus, it is called as Victoria lotus. Look at the leaves, so big, it can withstand a weight of a baby, they will tell. So Victoria lotus, it is also introduced in Lal Bagh, it is survived. Some historical structures you must have observed, bandstand, where they used to conduct many music programs and other cultural programs, and floral clock, statue of Chamarajendra Vadeyar, and there is a bonsai garden near the double road gate where more than 700 types of bonsai plants have been collected and kept for show. This is the tree fossil. It is a totally carbonized trunk, more than of 20 million years old. It was collected from Tamil Nadu, but is preserved here. Lal Bagh Lake. And as I said earlier, our directorate also is located inside the Lal Bagh. This is our directorate building. Even this building has got a history. This was built in 1920 by Krumbigal. It is a beautiful structure with artistic features. Still, it is retained in that model only, style only. And Lal Bagh means all of you will tell flower shows, horticulture shows. So even there, horticulture shows were held every year. It was continuous, except On two occasions or one or two occasions it was not held, the horticulture shows. Otherwise it was a very regular phenomena between 1922 to 1930 and 1939 to 45 due to Second World War and due to drought. In those conditions, horticulture shows were not held. Again, in August 2020, 2020 shows could not be conducted due to COVID pandemic. And horticulture shows, earlier they used to call it as summer and winter shows. Now it is coincided with Republic Day and Independence Day. That's why they are called as Republic Day and Independence Day show. Some of the flower show pictures. Red Fort. Again, Parliamentary House. Gateway of India. Vivekananda Memorial. Again, Mysore Palace. Bangalore Fort. It was inaugurated our Yaduvir, Prince Yaduvir and Yatima Dev, Pramoda Dev, Rajmata Pramoda Dev. This is, can you able to identify this structure? What is this? This is Kuppalli
Home of
Floral Kavimani. That is
Kavimani.
Rashtrakavi Kuvempu's native place, Kuppalli. Very beautiful it was. Regularly they conduct orchid shows in Mysore Horticulture Society. Some pictures, some more pictures. Public enthrall and they will enjoy like anything. The flower show. It is a very tough time for us, for horticulture department during flower show to manage the public. Thank you, madam. Thank you.